We are going to begin to write our letters to our friends today. And you will need your light teal journal. And already, I hope that you have written in it the alphabet, just like this. And if you have not, that will be your first task to do. And then with space, if you have the same kind of space that I do, you might have run a little bit farther. But with whatever space that you have, we are going to write together to continue to practice working with these lines. All year we've been working with a trio of lines, meaning 3 lines, and ours had been orange, yellow, green, and this is fine. This is green, pink, green. Okay, so part of our verse in the morning is what we are going to write, just the tail end of the first one about good morning. And so you can follow what I do, but just notice that I am holding my pencil very nicely, and you should be using your pencil grip. I would use one, but I only have 14, and that's exactly how many of you there are, so therefore you all have them in my place. But I'm using this one. I have my 2 fingers here, my thumb and my pointer, and then everything else goes underneath gently. And that will help us from not having any pain in our arms and holding our pencils very securely. Okay, so here I'm going to hold my paper down and I'm going to write good morning to you. Here we go. Heaven to earth and over right in the middle there. My O's for lowercase fit right in the pink. The pink really is where our writing is centered. And a lowercase d goes around like an A, but it sweeps up and right back down. And then a little bit of a space for the new word. And fits right in there very nicely. Oh, look at how these letters just fit right in the pink. This is so nice for that. And morn. And then ing is the I-N-G. Good morning. And then our sight word to. To. And you, another sight word. Good morning to you. And then I look to see that I have enough space for and I do. Good morning to you. And sweep up like an A, but all the way up there. Oh, I didn't quite close it. And lowercase g. Good. Morning. It's good practice for writing the same word. Morning. To. Make sure there's enough space. I don't run it together. I really want space between my words. That is very important if somebody is going to look at this and be able to read it, that the words all have a nice space in between them. And then at the end of a sentence is a period, unless you're asking a question or something like that. So, good morning to you and good morning to me. Okay, so I'm going to turn the page because now on this page we're going to begin our letter to our friend. And up here is where we're going to write the greeting. And this is your practice. This is not what you're going to give to your friend, but this is your practice. And I am calling it kid writing because you are not needing to write everything perfectly. You do not have to spell everything perfectly. All I want is for you to write your thoughts and your ideas And all it is like talking on paper. If you were to talk to your sister or brother or parent and you were to say, I like my friend because he or she is so nice to me and has given me gifts or has shared their pencils or crayons with me and something like that. So it's just like talking like that. And so we're just talking on paper. And I call it kid writing because it is just you writing down whatever sounds you can remember and that you can hear in the words and doing your best. And you will have sight words to call on, so you might be remembering those. And that is what you're going to write. I, right here, am going to give you the beginning of some of your sentences so that you have some place to start from, and I will write them here for you to see. So I'm going to pretend that I'm writing to my friend who is Miss Lee. And so I will write, it's just like you will, up here, my greeting, which is dear, as you know, and dear is a capital, the first letter, and then E, A. Do you see how I started my A here and I swept around, touched it, and back? Please do that. Dear, space, miss. It's a short way of writing it. But if you will not have miss, you will have a person's name. And then the name always starts with a capital, and then it's lowercase. Miss Lee spells her name like this. And then, instead of a period, we actually call it a comma. And it's like a period with a tear. It's crying a little bit, just because it has so much to say. And it's ready for more. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to write is about your drawing. So you gave a drawing that goes with this, and so you want to say something about that drawing. It could be a story, it could be something about your life right now, or something that happened, or an experience, and you're going to write about the drawing. And I'm going to give you a first sentence to tell your friend that you're writing about their drawing. So it will say, I, which is always capital no matter where it is in the sentence. I want a sweep around, touch, and down. Want to tell you about and this is what I call adult writing because I will spell it correctly, but actually let me pretend that I am just learning how to write the word drawing because that's a long word. So I want to tell you about my, it's a sight word, my drawing. What are the sounds in there? Draw, dra, dra, dra. So I hear a D, R. But I don't know what the vowel is. So ah sounds like an O. Drawing. So that could be maybe a kid writing. And then you could write a period, and then you'll write your own sentence here. Now, after you have finished everything, we'll come back. Let's do that. I will come back to that. And then you will keep writing here. You're a new sentence. And then you're going to say something that you are excited about. So which you can copy this after you've finished. And maybe you've finished your sentence here and you're starting here. But I'm going to give you the beginnings of each sentence. I am excited. The soft C. Excited. I am excited about. And then you keep filling out your sentence. And you might write all of that. Okay, so I will put a line there to show that you're writing more. Put an arrow. That's the same thing here. You are writing more. And then your next one is going to say, I like you because. I like, and it says its name. I says its name because it has a magic E. E tells it to say its name, which is I. I like you because. And I'm careful that I have spaces between all my words. I like you because. And now you can pause the video so that you can write the rest in your kid writing. And then you can finish your letter there after you've written, and you might be over here with your words, or you can do one extra sentence, and it could be a memory that you have of your friend. So that would be enough, actually. But if you want to say, I remember, this is how you write remember. It's kind of a fun word. I remember. And is often ER. I remember. And you get to say something that you remember. And then you finish that. And then you can write at the very end, sincerely or from or love, whatever you want. And you can ask your parent how to do that. But I will write that over here. And I will say, we often write our final part of it over here on the side. It's funny how we don't do it. It's a very strange thing, but it's how we write our letters. So we could write from, I'll do from because, well, yes, I will write from, which will be capital. From, love is fine, of course, comma. It's tearful because it's sad to be ending the letter, but also happy to be saying something. Sometimes we cry when we're happy. And I'll write from Mrs. Fitz. And there is my letter. But it's not complete, obviously, because I haven't said what I want to say yet. Okay, so you have done your kid writing, and then you'll ask your parent if you can have some help with spelling and to correct any of the words and write them in the adult way. So drawing right here, I will show you that the spelling really goes like this. And I will say your parent can write it just above so that it will be in this little space right here. And draw is a funny spelling. D-R-A-W. That's how you spell draw. Drawing. And so then, when you copy this over, I'm going to put an arrow up there, say that word. When you copy this over, or when I copy this over, I'd write, Dear Miss Lee, I want to tell you about my drawing, period. And then I would copy everything else that's here. And then I would say, I am excited about anything at all that you're excited about, finish it. I like you because, and then it's an option if you want to add this. I remember this, and that is something that you both would remember about each other or about an event that happened in our class. And then at the tail end of it, on the bottom, this would go right down here, from Mrs. Fitz. And that is your whole letter. And when you finish this, or no, as you are writing it, I want you to know, you might run out of space on the paper that I've given you. So you can just add another piece of paper in there to finish your letter. And then you'll fold it all up and you'll put it in the envelope, and your parent will help you address it by putting your friend's name and address on it, and put a stamp on it and put it in the mail. So that is the assignment for writing a letter to your classmate.